Welcome everyone to Block Talk, our live coverage of CoinFest 2016. We have a special show today with the panel Gaming on the Blockchain. First off, I've got to mention a couple of our wonderful sponsors that help the show out greatly, and we appreciate all the support they give us. First off is Quadriga CX, premier Bitcoin and Ethereum exchange. Ethereum being the newest market they added. They have the Ether BTC market, Ether Canadian market. So sign up today, enjoy their wonderful trading application here. And the second sponsor is Syscoin. Syscoin is a group that we've interviewed a couple times, and they've been very supportive of the show and kind of spreading the word. And they are probably one of the main competitors for the Open Bazaar platform, with the decentralized marketplaces becoming a fast topic of discussion in the space. They recently partnered with Microsoft Azure to host nodes on their platform, and yeah, they have their beta 2.0 releasing here shortly. So without further ado, and if there's any questions during the show, I will be monitoring the chat. So any live watchers, please feel free to ask a question. So hi, I'm Alex, the Master of Ceremonies, I guess, and start off here, we got our Gaming on the Blockchain panel. So I'll introduce our first person, Andrew Wagner of HunterCoin.
Hey guys, HunterCoin is one of my new favorite coins. I've been getting into really video game-centric cryptocurrencies, so I wanted to do this panel. The HunterCoin game is kind of still rather experimental. You can play it right now if you can get it working. And the cool thing about it, though, is the game is entirely decentralized. HunterCoin has no central server or anything like that to speak of, so there's no system of banning players or moderating the in-game economy, which is a cool idea for us.
Fantastic. That sounds amazing. So next off, we have Anari from Gamerholic.
Hey, I'm Anari. I'm the founder of Gamerholic. We have Gamerholic Coin. Our core philosophy is crypto education through gaming. Right. Any game developer can add Gamerholic Coin to their game. It's cross-platform, so you can have one currency that works across all games. And that is something that I'm really excited about, especially when you look at what we can do with education games. Hey, you score 50 points in this math game, and you'll get rewarded with 2 Gamerholic Coin. This almost becomes a new way of creating an allowance for young people to get engaged in education gaming. So that part I'm really excited about.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming today, Anari. So, and finally, we have from GameCredits, Michael Duggard.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm the PR for GameCredits on the East Coast here, and GameCredits is a platform for game monetization. What we do is we build a platform around the blockchain technology to allow game developers to easily integrate into their games, and the coin acts as a cryptocurrency or a virtual token inside the game where players can, buy virtual goods or buy games from the GameHub platform, which is kind of Steam-like game hosting platform. So we have an Android wallet coming out, and at the CoinFest, if you have a chance, we have a game called Turbocharged Grand Prix, which is a contest with 15,000 game credits as the first prize, and second and third prizes. So take a look for a chance to win 15,000 game credits. You can play the Grand Prix and check out how GameCredits works.
Awesome. Sounds like there's a lot of promotions going on. I hope our viewers are keen enough to check out some of the links on the CoinFest website to hopefully get some of these free tokens that are going around. So I guess first off question is, what are some prior projects that you guys did before going to your gaming tokens that you've come to now? So Andrew, is there a project that you started with before HunterCoin?
Well, I work at News BTC, so I do a lot of writing in the space. I do CoinFest, of course. That's why I'm glad we have you to moderate the panel. I didn't really want to be on the panel and also be moderating the panel. That would have been weird. Yeah, I'm pretty active in promoting decentralized projects, Factum, and anything that's really neat and gonna change the industry in critical ways. Yeah, I don't do much coding myself. I can do a bit of C++. I'm pretty good at WordPress, but mostly I like to talk about what people are doing and try to spread the word.
Very cool. Anari, what other projects did you do before you started with Gamerholic? Oh, you are muted, Anari. Sorry.
There we go. Gamerholic has been my main platform of interest for some time. Before that, it was really just me trying to get up and going. Any idea that I had. One was a video streaming platform. I would say it was the YouTube 3 years before YouTube. But then back then, folks were telling me no one would ever record themselves and put it online. Yeah, were they wrong?
Yeah.
But when I got started on Gamerholic, it was a real cash platform, and then I discovered cryptocurrency, and so far I haven't had one chargeback since. So gaming and Gamerholic Coin has been my main focus for quite some time.
Oh, very cool. So the age of your project has probably been over a year now, I guess, or?
Yeah, Gamerholic Coin is going on close to 2 years on the exchange now. I think it's been about a year and a half. In August, it'll be 2 years. Gamerholic, the platform, has been around for at least 4 years.
Oh, well, in terms of crypto age, that is an eternity for sure. All right, and then finally, Michael, what has piqued your interest, I guess, and consumed your time before GameCredits?
Well, the first cryptocurrency I got involved in, and I'm still involved with, is the Cypherpunks project, which was started by Simon de la Rouvière, and you can check out their website, thecypherpunks.com. It's a music-based cryptocurrency that the idea is it's a global band where anybody can join and share the music, but the cryptocurrency acts as a sort of a tipping mechanism in order for the musicians to gain monetarily for their work. So it's a work in progress, and if you want to check out more, you can check out some of the music. We have a SoundCloud group, and I've been a big contributor to that musically, so you can hear a lot of my music on that platform as well.
Oh, very cool. So again, long-time members of the space. It seems our panel has been poking around crypto for a little while. My next question for you all would be, why have you gone with your own token rather than simply implementing Bitcoin into your token? Oh, and actually, I'll interject here for a sec. Welcome everyone from CoinFest UK. We're live watching our Yeah, we're happy to have you guys. How is everything going in the Great Britain there?
Awesome!
Awesome. That's great to hear.
Here, guys. Happy CoinFest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Nice to
Well, I guess before we get into my questions, maybe I can ask if anyone in the room there has some initial questions for the panel.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Hopefully we can dig a little deeper and we get something going. So again, my question. We'll start with Andrew. Andrew, why didn't HunterCoin go by implementing Bitcoin?
Well, HunterCoin was forked from Namecoin. Namecoin has various features that are really adaptable to a blockchain-based video game. The ability to specify the name of an in-game character or player. You have to denote who and what's what and keep track. And there's another thing is the 10-minute block time is too slow for a real-time game, for sure, and even for a turn-based game. HunterCoin is a turn-based game, so the length of a turn is the block time. since at its root, all moves are issued as transactions to the blockchain. So if we had to wait for a 10-minute block time, that could be really annoying for gameplay. If anyone here has played Civilization or a game like that, you'd get really annoyed if your opponent took 10 minutes to make his turn every time. So we need something that's more adaptable to this kind of environment. Yeah, I think you get the idea. And there's other cool things coming out with smart contracts that we have to consider.
Oh, very interesting. Inari, what is the reason before Gamerholic Coin rather than Bitcoin?
Well, I'm just going to echo a lot of Andrew's sentiments. I mean, he's 100% right. 10-minute block time just doesn't work for gaming. Right. Now, for me, I just think there's also there are a lot of really, really, really cool things that you can do if you're the one that could make the decision on what can go on your blockchain. Right. I don't want to, repeat a lot of the things what Andrew just said. I mean, I think he stated the main reasons as to why any gaming company, any gaming brand would always go with their own as compared to Bitcoin at this stage. Maybe Ethereum later on, but 10-minute block times are ridiculous for gaming. It's not going to work.
Okay, interesting. And then finally, Michael, what's the reasoning for game credits, if there's any new ones that you can add?
Yeah, actually, GameCredits had started as another coin called Gamers Coin, and the code itself, was purchased by the original developers of the team from somebody else who, at the time, they tried to get it off the ground. It was about 100 satoshis a coin, and they couldn't get it up beyond that. And now, with our team over the last year, we've managed to get it to, I think it's about 14 to 15,000 satoshis per coin, which is roughly about 5.5 to 6 cents. So, our market cap has grown to about 3 million now. And the reason we didn't go with Bitcoin was just because, we need a specific coin that is designated for the game industry, just like we need a coin that's designated for the music industry, and other industries sort of need their own coin. And the game industry, it really badly needs a monetization platform, and that's what we're trying to provide.
Interesting. So I guess this is a reasoning that I hear from a lot of altcoin companies. Is they kind of almost treat it like a stock. They want a measure of their own success by having their own coin and having their own market cap separate from Bitcoin. They're able to go further and have a proper evaluation. Interesting. Okay, so my next question for you guys is, what are you doing to mitigate or maybe even encourage bots from participating in your networks? Because I've heard of gaming blockchains before, or heard games that pay out, and a big problem seems to be that computers will start playing, and sometimes AIs can be better than any player can ever be. So starting again with Andrew, you're muted. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great question, especially for a coin such as Hunter Coin, because Hunter Coin's central tenet is human mining. Newly minted Hunter Coins are dropped inside the game world for you to fight over. So the prospect of a bot in the Hunter Coin world takes away from our human mining concept. So we want to limit that as much as we can. And insofar as there's a financial incentive, Hunter Coins, to game this system, people try to do so constantly. In Hunter Coin, in the community, there have been players who've managed to take over the game world using bots cleverly on a team that they can run at all times. The lingo in Hunter Coin, as we call these players, dominators. If a dominator can have enough hunters on the map and use a bot to keep them active while he's sleeping, he can control a portion of the map. which can be a problem. But there's one mitigating tactic that the HunterCoin team has developed, has been the disaster feature. So at random times, all players on the game map will be killed and their coins refunded, essentially wiping clean the HunterCoin universe. So in the event that a Dominator gets too many players in the world and has taken over some section of the map, and it's lost its free reign, then eventually he's going to get his plan ruined. So we have to look at tactics like that, manual tactics for stopping bots, such as actually using AI to try to sort humans from bots based on how they play and when they play. And that's something we want to look at in the future, but they're very good at what they do, bot makers, so sorting the bots from the humans in that way is very difficult.
Well, and it sounds like that would probably be recognized pretty quickly, and then they would simply change their tactics again to fulfill any requirements that you're looking for.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with human mining, right? As if there's money to be made in doing it, they'll be smart at it.
Interesting. Well, I think with a turn-based game, at least time is on your side.
Yes, hopefully.
So next we have Anari. Anari, so for Grab It, have you guys experienced any bots playing or anything to the like?
Folks using multiple accounts, I guess you can, well, we can communicate with them in the chat room, so you can definitely tell who's a bot and who isn't as far as the game is concerned. To prevent that, one thing that we did add in the game is you can block anybody. So if there's someone that's just way too good in the game, you can actually prevent that person from joining the game, right? And since there are a limited number of players that can join the game, there's a good chance that you can actually prevent the players that are just way too good from joining the game. But here's the thing, though, right? When we were putting this together, this is a problem that I didn't want to deal with, right? It's going to come across. That's why we decided to make it a coin that any game developer can use, right? So now the challenge is that we're not the ones that have to deal with trying to prevent, bots from taking over our games. We just have to have a community of awesome game developers making awesome games that people enjoy to play, and the community will decide which one it wants to participate in. For us, we're better to spend more energy in the esports side where we don't have to deal with bots per se, right? Me versus you in a game of Madden or NBA 2K or Call of Duty, where we're the ones behind the controller for Gamerholic Coin, is a way less headachy way to go for us.
Okay, so I guess this is kind of a difference in your platform where it's more you guys have your currency rather than using traditional dollars. You're more using game credits as your in-game currency. So
exactly, we're using Gamerholic Coin as means to tell who's better than the other person.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Okay. So finally, Michael, have you had any issues for bots or people trying to game your system?
Well, that's that's a really interesting question. With our platform, we have over 100 games in the pipeline currently. We have a partner, Weblinks, and they're in Serbia, rather, and we have another partner, Pixel, and they're also in Serbia. They're working together in the same city, and I think even in the same office space. But in any case, they're developing their games and taking all the measures, that are the standard in the industry today. Our in-game, the one that we have at the CoinFest, that we made in-house, rather, I should say, is something that we went and made a lot of anti-cheat measures for. It's a racing game, so the way people would try to game it is by running off the track and getting to the finish line without actually, going through the course. And what we did was we sort of put these gates around the sort of trigger points along the way, and they would have to go through those. If they missed one, then they wouldn't be able to get through. And in this case, I think they just kind of put a physical barrier on each side of the
the road so that you can't go off the track. And that seemed to kind of solve all the cheating problems for the racing game. So it really kind of goes game by game is what I was trying to get at. With our platform, there's so many games that game credits are being integrated into. It's really kind of a big question, a loaded question.
Okay. Well, I guess in that regard, then maybe I'll move. Oh.
Just to add something real quick. Something to keep in mind here is when games all become decentralized, like what we've already started to do with HunterCoin, we actually cannot ban you if you are a cheater or a hacker of some sort. So, I think it's looking at a question of how necessary control is in a gaming world, because if we did determine that you were hacking the system and putting bots in the game, there's nothing the HunterCoin team could do about that. All we can do is try to change the system to prevent you from doing that in the future. And that might be something that's different from some of the other gaming platforms, even crypto gaming platforms.
I'd like to add something to that too. One of our partners is BlueLab.us, and they're the manufacturers of slot machines and the software that goes into the slot machines. So they've decided that they want to integrate game credits into the slot machines that go to the casinos. So it kind of shows that there's two worlds that crypto can sort of bridge between the gap of. You have the traditional gaming world of sports betting and casinos and even serious games, and then you have the online world where things can become a lot more decentralized. But the platform is kind of independent from the games in the sense that each game developer or manufacturer, in the case of Blue Lab, has their own sort of proprietary code, their own game. And so what they decide to do, if they want to ban users in their own game, then that's fine. If they decide that they want to let cheating, then that's okay. But the cryptocurrency itself is a secure platform. The web wallet we use is secure. It's has all the standards for security, like two-factor authentication. So that's kind of my take on it.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I don't know if Inari has any final points from this topic. Oh, you're muted again. Sorry.
Bad habit. I think it's been touched a bit. On the esports side, I think we're going to deal with a lot less of that, simply because we rely on the community to monitor its own. For example, the key feature that we use to prevent you from, all right, so one of the problems back when it was a real cash platform is I'd be playing you in a game of Madden, 4 seconds left to go, I'm about to kick the game-winning field goal, and for some reason, a lightning strikes your house and, your TV got turned off. At least that was the excuse you used as to why you all of a sudden lost power to the game, right? We added a game referees feature where you don't have to be as good as everybody else to use the Gamerholic platform. If you love the game, you know the rules of the game, you can just watch other people play the game. Anyone that breaks the rules, we rely on that community referee to settle the dispute. And they get a before resolving that dispute. We're not catering to bot makers. I have no interest in that.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess this is kind of the variance in all your different platforms. Like Andrew's HunterCoin being a decentralized game, game credits being a currency for commerce, and I guess Gamerholic is very similar in that as well, but maybe it's a bit more peer-to-peer in how it's regulating it. Very cool. So at this point, I'll go to my last question, and maybe we'll reverse the flow here. What are some legal issues you guys have maybe experienced or had to take into account when doing these new currencies for your game businesses? Michael.
Well, that's a good question. We started off with the ticker GMC, which turned out to not be such a great idea, as there's another company with the same name or the same ticker. So what we've had to do is change the ticker from GMC to GAME, And that's been a challenge because trying to get all of the platforms to be consistent after they've already, been going with GMC has been really a challenge for us. It's just required a little bit of patience, and sometimes in the case of greasing the wheels a little bit, they don't like to change the ticker on the exchanges. So this has been, probably one of our greatest challenges.
Okay. Nari, have you guys experienced any legal issues or challenges that you've had to overcome?
Well, not at this stage, simply because we're not on anyone's radar at this stage, I think, right? Challenges, on the other hand, it's security is still expensive even at this stage, right? There's somebody that's going to try to hack you just to prove that they're smart enough to come work on your team, and they'll send you an email, hey, look, I tried to hack you. I don't need you to do that, right? Not right now. That is by far the day-to-day, week-to-week challenges is just constant security battles.
So having a server-side wallet with a lot of your clients' funds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, finally, Andrew, has the Hunter Coin team had any issues with, I guess, challenges with the platform or legal issues?
I mean, I've never really concerned myself with legal issues. Hunter Coin in particular has no central server, so from that perspective, we have less liability. We don't hold any funds, and there's nothing to attack. I mean, you could take down huntercoin.org by targeting our server, but nothing you did, I guess short of a 51% attack of the Hunter Coin blockchain, could really damage anything. I mean, theoretically we could have issues of harassment in the game. This hasn't happened, but I'm sure it's happened in other existing games in the traditional gaming world, that one player harasses another or makes threats, and that typically such players are banned. But in a game like Hunter Coin, where we cannot at the root level ban a player, all that can happen is you can be banned from using a game client, depending upon the client, but we cannot ban you from the game world. So that's going to have questions, legally speaking, in the future of how to deal with that, and what people perceive to be threats in the world that we should be controlling but can't. And but until that happens, we're just proceeding as if, screw that. It's, I like to proceed with innovation that requires taking some risks and hoping for the best.
Okay. Sounds like taking the Bitcoin approach of do whatever the hell you want to. We don't care. All right. So my final question here before maybe going back to CoinFest UK. Is there any plans for expansion, more games for your platform, or new developments that we should be knowing about? And I guess we'll start with Anari on this one.
Andrew, you're outside of the UK. You can say, you're outside of the US. You can say some of these things on camera. Bravely. Well, look, I have awesome aspirations for the Gamerholic platform. The Gamerholic app is now in the Play Store. The Grab-It game is also in the Play Store. There's a very unique. There are a lot of products that will roll out within the next 90 days that utilize the Gamerholic coin or the Gamerholic platform as just a demonstration to other developers of the kind of cool things you can do with gaming. And it's a bright future, man. I look forward to it.
Excellent. You actually have a couple other games, though, that integrate Gamerholic, though, right? Not just Grab-It?
Not just Grab. We have the High Score Arcade. The High Score Arcade is really, really cool. The concept is just get on the leaderboard. It's like going to the arcade back in the day. You insert 25 cents to play in Gamerholic coin. what 2 cents, 5 cents, whatever the game developer sets the play fee as. Your job is just to get on the leaderboard. You can be the top 5, the top 10, the top 20, whatever the game developer decides to allow on the leaderboard. And each time someone fails to beat your score, you get some of their Gamerholic coin, right? So you can be asleep, you can be at work. As long as you're on the leaderboard, you're earning more Gamerholic coin each time someone fails to beat your score. And that is really, really cool.
Very cool. All right. So we'll mix it up here and go to Michael. Michael, do you have any developments or new games that we can be expecting from GameCredits?
Yeah, we have, as I was explaining earlier, we have 100 games currently in the pipeline, and what we mean by that is the integration is just waiting to be made for these games, and we're making a Unity plugin right now, which is going to make it a lot easier for game developers, indie game developers especially, to integrate GameCredits into their games. I agree with Inari that gaming on the blockchain is the future, and so we expect to see GameCredits in lots and lots of games, thousands hopefully.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. Definitely need to get my thumbs worked out and ready for the upcoming games that will be coming out, I'm sure, on consoles and everything using blockchain technology. Andrew, do we expect a fork of Hunter Coin to include more games sometime soon?
Yeah, that's a good question. With Hunter Coin, given that the game is so integrally based on the blockchain in its construction, any change to gameplay rules or design would require a fork, except for a few limited cases. And that's something that we don't want to deal with very often. So from Hunter Coin's perspective, it's going to be critical that when we do update it, we push out as many updates at once as we can. So we're not doing constant forks and updates and workarounds that can scuttle the network. Right now, what we're working on with topmost priority, and should be done soon, is pruning the blockchain. The blockchain technology still has certain drawbacks for gaming, to the extent that we're trying to store an entire video game world on the Hunter Coin blockchain, the whole map, every character, every balance, every point. And that just takes up a lot of data. So the Hunter Coin blockchain has gotten pretty big. So it's not easy to run on a mobile device or on a computer that's got low specs unless you're tech savvy and know how to set it up. So we're working on improving those kinds of things first. We're calling it the Hunter Core update. Basically, we're re-implementing an update to Bitcoin Core and Namecoin Core, which allows block pruning. So that should make things easier as it goes along. Long term, what we need to do is allow more competing clients on top of Hunter Coin. There is one basic rule set that anyone playing Hunter Coin must be following. But on top of that, it's possible to add new items to the game and add new kinds of games and prizes for anyone who's using the same client to run Hunter Coin as you are. There's developer Mithril Man is working on that. There's another developer, Wiggy, on Bitcoin Talk, who are working on that. So the next critical step will be a way of supporting many competing game clients that can have competing rule sets. So you can essentially play whichever version of the game you want on the same blockchain.
Interesting. So maybe like a side chain of Hunter Coin, and then have like the tokens transferable between.
Yes, and one good example is on Wiggy's Better QT client, he added a new item called the Gem. Before that, our only item was the Wheel of, what do we call it? The Crown of Fortune. Yeah, it was the Crown of Fortune. Every time you are holding the Crown of Fortune, you get, I think it was 0.25 HUC per block. I can't remember exactly. But people fight over it. Wiggy has introduced the gem item. But if you're not running his client, if you're running the Hunter Coin blockchain but using a different QT, then the gem won't show up for you. You won't see other players holding it, and the gem can have no effect on the game world to people who aren't running that version of the client. Otherwise, we'd have necessary conflicts in the game world between people playing it by competing rules. But yeah, we could allow people to vote on the blockchain for their preferred rule type, or so long as they're not conflicting, just like in a game like, I keep coming back to Civilization because I love that game, but you can have multiple mods active in a game like Civilization or, let's say, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, so long as the mods' rules don't conflict with each other. Skyrim lets you do that. You can have as many mods as you want, so long as one doesn't specify that something happens that would destroy the environment specified in another, if you get my idea.
Okay.
Mind if I add something to this topic?
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks. I just wanted to point out that we recruited a star member to our team. His name is Matt Fortnow, and he's the inventor of CBS Sports, which is a fantasy sports betting sort of a platform for players to look at information about fantasy sports and other sports betting. And he's joined our team to help us build a platform for fantasy sports betting using GameCredits. So expect that in the future. Should be pretty interesting.
Jeez. How many people do you have on your team, Michael?
We have right now 50 people on our team, and that's not including our partners, which they have about 150 employees currently.
Wow, so it sounds like the jump from the 100 Satoshis or whatever you were at to the 15,000 is well-deserved of your growth.
Yeah, we've worked hard, and the guys over there, you know, just like I'm hearing from you, they're working nonstop almost. It's like I tell them, you know, eat, take a break, you know, go out and get some fresh air, because those guys are just so dedicated to this project. It's touching. It's amazing.
So, if I can add one last thing to this as well, right? This is an awesome panel. It's great to meet you guys, Andrew. We've had some conversations in the past. That I hope these are the 3 or 4 faces that are the revolutionary game changers of the gaming industry moving forward. Now, one thing I want to be very careful of in differentiating the Gameraholic platform is that I always try to make sure that, we're not just having a conversation with the people in the know about Bitcoin, right? There are a lot of smart products being built for smart people on the Bitcoin side, but no one is paying attention to the millions and billions of other people who need that basic helping hand to get into cryptocurrency, and that's game developers included. So I don't always want it to be a thing where the conversation is just hardcore crypto talk, and we, don't communicate how a game developer can benefit from cryptocurrency right now. So one of the APIs that Gameraholic offers that a game developer can use to benefit from cryptocurrency right now is our downloads API. It's a rewards API. Right now, game developers pay $3 per download. Every time you click a banner to download a game on your phone, that game developer paid $3 for it. With our rewards API, we say, hey, look, download the game, score 50 points in this game, and you'll get 2 Gameraholic coin, 10 Gameraholic coin, whatever the game developer decides to set that as. So immediately, rather than paying $3 for that download, they just paid maybe 2 cents, 5 cents, or how much ever for that download, and they get even more increased engagement because now the gamer wants to hit this milestone in order to be rewarded with something they can use in the real world, right? This is not an API that is going to take a game developer intense Bitcoin knowledge to integrate. It's just a couple of lines of code, and you can have it up and running tomorrow. So I think it's very, very important that we also not make the Bitcoin mistake of just talking to the smart people or the really smart people, but also engage basic, that 19-year-old college student that's making a game can get involved as well.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to add that, I want people to think of Game Credits as a platform where it's just like the old days of video gaming, where you can put in a quarter and play the game. Only in this case you don't have to keep chugging in a quarter every time you lose. But it kind of brings back that mechanism of, people getting in their minds the idea of putting in a token in order to play the game, so that game developers can begin to immediately, gain some monetary profit from their games, which right now it's only sort of an ad-supported environment, and gamers, they don't usually like ads. I don't know any gamers that like ads. So if there's a better platform out there, Game Credits is working to be that platform. And so, yeah, game developers, that's what this is built for. It's really for them. It's not for the crypto people per se. It's more for the average gamer and the average game developer, or even the excellent or above par game developer and gamer. We're gaming for everybody. It's not just the crypto world. So thanks for that, Inari.
Yeah, this has been a great panel, guys. I really enjoyed the conversation here, and this is definitely a lot more low-key discussion for non-crypto folks that I think they can enjoy compared to my usual interviews that I do.